afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast, netsnewsnetwork.net. We're going to talk with you today about some really exciting, useful ways, very unusual ways to use grass clippings. Yes, you heard me correctly. Grass clippings. And I know this because we are actually using most of these ways to conserve and saving us a whole lot of money at the same time. A lot of things I'm not having to buy right now because we're using these practices. Now, Phil actually cuts 2 lawns. Okay, so we're on 38 acres of land. Mother lives on one of our houses, which means he doesn't want her cutting the grass, so he cuts our yard and he cuts her yard at the same time. A lot of grass clippings comes out of that, and you can leave them there, and your lawn gets a lot of nutrients from doing that, but not all the time. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you a few. So let's talk about those. Okay, let's say starting with number 1 is lawn clippings, and I'll have to show you what ours looks like. It's incredible. Okay, so we have, first of all, just use the lawn clippings for your lawn. And I mentioned that just a few seconds ago. Just relax and let it be. Leave them there on, clippings an inch or less will quickly decompose and fertilize your lawn while they do it. So nutrients like phosphorus, nitrogen, and potassium will be put right back where they're needed, and you won't have to do any special spraying or sprinkling with fertilizers. Now again, this is only if it's an inch or less, okay? You can do, if it's longer, you can do it. It'll just take a lot longer to decompose. Now, a myth that thatch, that's a layer of undecomposed organic matter between your grass and the soil, is caused by leaving clippings on your lawn, is simply that. It is basically just a myth. So, according to the good folks at the University of Minnesota Extension, this is all information from them, thatch is actually caused by factors not mowing enough, over-fertilizing using nitrogen fertilizers, or overly vigorous amounts and types of grass. Now, leaving the grass clippings on your lawn also helps to retain moisture during the hottest months of the year, of the summer, and that's when your grass is really likely to start turning brown. So if you have a few spots where the clippings are especially thick, rake them out just a little bit, and so they'll decompose quicker. So you want to kind of separate that grass just a bit. It's really the best thing you can do for your lawn. However, if you've let the lawn mowing go for a bit, and you know you're going to be faced with grass clippings that are lengthy and abundant, you need to, let's go ahead and talk about more ways to use those. Number 2 is going to be this one right here. That's free mulch. Yeah, free stuff. Who doesn't like the word free? No need to pick up mulch at the garden center when you can cut your own. Plus, this mulch is much easier on the back when it comes to moving it around. Keeping the weeds out and moisture in by putting down a good layer of grass clippings around your plants and shrubs. Now, keep the layer no more than 1 to 2 inches thick. Otherwise, you're going to be treating the not so delightful smell of fermenting grass. It really does not smell good. I've let that happen. Just kind of a hint, it's releasing methane. So that's kind of why it smells like it does. Okay, you know what? You can fuel your compost microbes. Let's talk about that for a second. Okay, so you can get some great heat going with grass clippings. Yeah, try putting it in a plastic bag. Now, only do this for a few minutes, okay? So if you want to find out exactly how much heat comes off of your grass clippings, again, get those grass clippings, put them in a black bag, trash bag, and tie it up. You'll start feeling that heat around those grass clippings with your hands. I mean, really big time. So you can get some heat going on with grass clippings. Just remember, compost is a living system. So you want to keep your microbes happy and don't cook them alive, because you put them in that bag, like I said to do, you're going to cook them up. Okay, so when adding grass clippings, don't forget to balance it with some dry and brown material as well. If you put all grass clippings around that tree, you're going to burn it up. If you put all these just fresh off of the grass, the lawnmower, in those little bags you can get, If you put that fresh on your living plants, again, you're going to burn them. Now, you can add shredded newspaper or dry leaves and then put those grass clippings around those. You also want to make sure that your green to brown mix is a 1-to-1 ratio. So let's say you use, let's just use a measuring cup. So let's just say you use a 2-cup measuring cup and you have fresh grass clippings. You want to make sure that you've got 2 cups of something brown. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 cup and 1 cup. Okay, so that's how you do that. Oh my goodness. What about tea? Have you thought about grass tea? No, I'm not talking about weird stuff that you're going to drink. I'm talking about tea. I have a video I'm going to let you look at right now, and it'll give you a great idea how this works.
Hello, gardeners! Today we'll show you a fantastic way to use your grass clippings to make a growth booster fertilizer. It's easy, no cost, and super effective. We've created a video on this previously, so you can go check out the comments to see what people are saying about it. What makes it so effective? Depending on the type, growing conditions, and season, fresh grass clippings contain 4% nitrogen. They have an NPK ratio of 4 to 0.5 to 2. As it's relatively high in potassium, it makes for an excellent fertilizer for root vegetables and flowers in their early growth stage. The best thing is, it's completely organic and works fast. To make it, mow some grass and fill a bucket with it. If you get some weeds, leaves, or soil along, it's not a problem. Dump the clippings till it's 2/3 full. Less than this is going to make our fertilizer weak, and more can displace the water. Fill it with water, leaving some space at the top. Finally, sprinkle a handful of active compost or leaf mold on the top. It'll start the anaerobic decomposition quickly. Cover the bucket with a lid and place in a shady spot, letting it steep for 1 to 2 weeks. Stir daily to keep it aerated. How to use it. Strain the fertilizer and dilute 1 part of liquid fertilizer with 4 parts of water. Use it to water your plants to give them an organic boost in growth. It helps in making the foliage bushier and greener while helping the flowering plants to bloom better. You can also spray it for even better results. We also found that it repels pests to some extent. Do not store the liquid fertilizer for more than 3 weeks, as it'll start to smell bad. Try this fertilizer and let us know in the comments how it works for your plants. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.
Man, that's some great advice right there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make some. So I'll come up with a video and show you the process on how to do it. Now, don't drink it, okay? This is only as a fertilizer. There are so many fertilizers you're not going to have to buy just with just what you have out there, your grass clippings. I mean, it's going to be an awesome thing. Now, as they mentioned on the video right here, it's nitrogen rich, and your plants need that. And it's kind of brew. It's a brew that makes those plants happy. So the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to fill a 5-gallon bucket about 1/3 of the way with fresh grass clippings. Then I'm going to fill the rest of the way with water. Now, what you want to do is make sure you cover that bucket with some kind of cheesecloth or maybe window screen, something like that, to keep those mosquitoes from developing. You don't want that happening. And also put it kind of somewhere downwind. It is going to smell terrible. A horrible smell to it. And then, okay, let's go ahead and get finished with this. Okay, let's see. Oh, I lost it. Right, here we go. The tea. Okay, the tea. Where's the tea at? Right here. Okay, here we go. Okay, now it takes about 2 weeks for this to happen, for it to turn into an excellent fertilizer tea. You'll add a pint to your watering can before filling, and then you want to water your plants as you normally would. Fertilize with your grass clipping tea about every 2 to 4 weeks. And by the way, you can get this recipe right here on this website, ruralsprout.com. Ruralsprout.com. Okay, number 5 is eat it. Not the way you think, okay? Not you, it's the critters around your homestead. So cows, goats, think of it as hay, okay? So cows, goats, sheep, even geese, chickens, they all love a good nibble of fresh green grass. So be sure to feed it immediately after you mow it before it starts to ferment, though, because like I'm saying, this stuff ferments and smells horrible. Never feed grass clippings from a lawn that has been treated with pesticides or herbicides, by the way. We don't. We don't. Everything here is natural on the farm. And then also another one I've got for you, and I think this is pretty cute right here. And that's that cute, look at that. Isn't that sweet? So what you can also do is spread grass clippings out on the windowsill in a thin layer to dry rapidly. Turn the grass daily until it's completely dried. Give it to your bunnies. And this is like, now make sure again that it hasn't been treated with any kind of insecticide, okay? Make sure that you can also serve it with a sugar snap pea garnish in the appropriate hay dish if you'd like to do that as well. Feed the deer. Oh my goodness. What can we do to keep the deer out of the yard? First of all, there are certain plants that you can plant. Marigolds, they hate marigolds. Since I've started doing that, I don't have the run of deer like I used to have it. Okay, feed the deer. So the writer of ruralsprout.com says, I'm surrounded by state game lands. You know what that means? That means a never-ending battle of trying to keep the deer out of his garden. If you battle with these lawnmowers on legs, why not put your grass clippings at the edge of the woods? Perhaps an all-you-can-eat peace offering will help keep them out of your garden. And also, don't forget to feed the worms. Look at this one right here. Look at those worms. Worms are awesome. You know, there was a time I would go eek at the thought of a worm, but when you garden, you're going to love that idea. So if you have a garden and a compost pile, you should also have a worm bin. And I'm going to tell you how to make one if we have some time in this particular segment. So feeding your worms a handful or two of fresh grass clippings is a good idea. You don't want to put too much fresh grass in it or it'll start kind of sinking down in. So kind of need to let it dry out just a little bit. And absolutely, your worm's going to love it. And you know what else you can do? After that, go ahead and tuck those worms into bed. Let me tell you how to do that. A better idea is to let the grass dry out a bit. Then get good and brown before adding it to your worm bed. Now, dry grass makes a real good bedding material too. For your chickens, if they're sitting on a nest or whatever, they love this brown grass. And again, it's cheaper than buying hay. I mean, you don't have to buy it. Basically, that's what your grass is anyway, is hay. Let's go into a commercial break. We'll be right back in just a minute.
You have been at this for 12 years. Why are you doing it? Because God's children are not for sale.
Rated PG-13.
The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018. The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took MyPillow's patented fill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented MyPillow to bring you the best pillow in history, MyPillow 2.0. Because of all of you, MyPillow 2.0 has been a huge success, and now we're bringing you our best-selling Go Anywhere MyPillows with the same temperature-regulating technology. Made with my patented adjustable fill and brand new cooling fabric, they're truly the next generation of MyPillow. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save over 60% on our MyPillow 2.0 4-pack special. You'll get 2 MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows, regular $259.92, now only $99.98. King size just $10 more. This is a limited time offer, so please order now.
At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Okay, we're back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Again, thank you so much for watching. We're talking about what you can do with grass clippings, and we've got quite a few things you can do with grass clippings. Look at this and share it, if you don't mind, with all of your friends over and over again. We talked about making the grass tea. I'll have another segment where I'm going to be doing that as well. So, you know, you can make lasagna with grass. Yeah, you can make lasagna. And let me show you what it looks like. Okay, first of all, the writer of this website, ruralsprout.com, says he's a lazy gardener. So he says, whatever I can do to keep enjoying crispy vegetables with minimal weeding on my part, I'll give it a try. So that in, I love the lasagna method of gardening. And I do too. So let me tell you how that works. It's kind of like, it's a great way to put a lot of grass clippings to use all at once. So let me tell you how you want to do this. Now, first of all, if you're going to use it for a gardening space, don't use any kind of weed killer, okay? Because you're going to be using this for fruits and vegetables. That means that you're using a chemical, because the chemical is going to get in those seeds and it's just going to be a mess. So here's what you do. Okay, you want to water down the lawn and go ahead and stake it off. So if you want to get some wood and maybe it's just some wood, just small pieces, and then, or if you want to get a can of paint, you want to spray around where that garden area is going to be for next year. Start doing it now. Okay, get the water hose and you want to spray it with water really, really good. Okay, spray it down. Then what you want to do is start with some of this grass. Okay, going ahead and start putting that down. If you're going to have a raised garden, you're going ahead and put those pieces of wood down, or if you're going to do it like we do, where we're using the concrete blocks, you can do that as well. Go ahead and have it outlined, however way you want to do that. Wet it again, and then going ahead and put that grass clippings down. I like to put the cardboard on first. Again, this lasagna, you know how you make lasagna and you make layers of cheese and all that? Well, this is what this is going to be. Wet it down real good. Get your cardboard, put that down on top of the wet grass. Then going ahead and put those grass clippings down. And again, you're making that lasagna method. Now let's see how he does it. Okay, he says you'll need to put down, okay, just like I do, you'll need to put down a layer of corrugated cardboard, or some of the, when you order something online and you get this paper that comes with it, and it's kind of like a very thin cardboard. That's great to use. So put that down where you want the garden, and again, get it good and wet. You want to start it decomposing right away. Next, begin layering with layers of brown material like your dry leaves, your newspapers, and then you want to do, your grass clippings. Go ahead and put those down on top of all that. You want your brown and green thickness to be a 2-to-1 ratio, respectively. It doesn't have to be exactly, but anyway, that'll help. Now, after a while, this gluten-free lasagna will leave you with a no-fuss, low-maintenance, virtually weed-free garden to play in, and continue doing this all through the summer, and then let it sit on there all through the winter months, the fall and the winter months, and coming this spring, you're going to have an amazing garden. I mean, it's going to be amazing. You can't buy compost that's going to be this good. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Okay, number 11, keep the container garden happy. Yeah, you won't see smiling faces on that container garden. He says, I love by the way, the author of ruralsprout.com says, I love the ease and convenience of having all sorts of vegetables and herbs growing in containers on my back patio. So my garden is just outside the patio garden. So he says, I am a lazy gardener, remember that. What I don't like is lugging heavy watering cans from the other side of the house where the spigot is to water them every day. I don't like doing that either. So, and then you get hose pipes. I'm telling you what, it's, to get the good ones, they're heavy. And to go all the way down at the back, that makes it another headache. So to keep this little exercise routine of mine down to a minimum, I put a good layer of grass clippings, only 1-2 inches, in my containers on top of the soil. This locks in the moisture, and it provides a bit of fertilizer. So now he's not saying whether he uses green or brown. I'm going to say probably brown. Okay, so look, kind of like putting hay around it. Okay, number 12, a green to die for. What? Okay, we've all cursed the staying power of grass when it's on our favorite jeans, right? But that's what makes grass such a fantastic natural dye. Ooh, not heard of this one. So, as with most natural dyes, you'll need to use a mordant to ensure color fastness. Depending on the mordant you choose, you can get pale yellows, bright golds, and yes, even green. So if you're going to experiment on making dye from grass, you want the freshest cut grass possible. So just as soon as Phil cuts the grass and he's emptying his little thing that he uses to put the grass clippings in, I'm going to run out there and I'm going to grab some, and I want to see if we can make some natural dye with it. Okay, number 13, always phone a friend. For all the reasons that we've talked about. You might have a friend who needs some grass clippings as well. So ask around, let folks know you got plenty to share. Put up a post on Craigslist or Facebook Market, whatever, for free curbside pickup of grass clippings. Save them for yourself. They can get their own grass clippings. Now, if you're a marketing genius, you can play it as a pick your own experience and sit back and enjoy as someone else mows the lawn for you. Ooh, I didn't think about that. That might be an idea. Number 14, make a trip to the recycling center. You can do that. So call your local recycling center and ask them about taking your clippings. And then some municipalities will take yard waste and others will not. So you got to call and find if the ones in your area are willing to do that. Some may only take yard waste on certain days. You may need to plan your mowing around those days. Number 15, fermented grass fuel. Let's look into this and see what this is. So the author of this particular website, ruralsprout.com, says his dad used to tell a story about a friend of his who had a massive compost pile. Supposedly every year, just before Thanksgiving, this guy would superheat his compost with tons of grass clippings. On Thanksgiving morning, he would wrap up his turkey in multiple layers of foil and bury it in the middle of this insanely hot compost pile. Later that day, his family would dine on succulent compost roasted turkey. I'm going to try that. So he says, I have no idea if this little nugget storytelling is fact or fiction, but he has found other websites that do talk about it. He hasn't done it personally. He said, in a 1980 issue of Mother Earth News, there was that article. It says, but it does make me wonder about the applications of using decomposing grass clippings for a heat source as a fuel. Yeah, I kind of do too. Now, if you decide to do this experiment, let me know about it, okay? As a matter of fact, I might beat you to the punch. I may do it myself. But use extreme caution, because I'm just telling you, this grass, it gets like hot. Okay, now let the clips fall where they may. Yeah, there you got it. The best bet is just to let the grass clippings decompose where they are, because again, it's free fertilizer. But if you're feeling particularly industrious or you just have too many, you got a lot of, see, I don't like walking out in the yard barefoot early in the morning on the dew and grass sticks to my feet. I have to do that. It's just being a southern person, I guess. I have to go barefoot out in the grass. But if it's taken up and we're using it for fertilizer and I'm saving money all at the same time, guess what? The better it is. Okay, so there you have it. Just let them decompose where they are. Okay, let's see. Bored of mowing the grass? If you're bored of the constant grass mowing, why not consider a wildflower meadow instead? It's great for the bees and other pollinators, and it's beautiful to look at once it's established. Now, it does take a good couple of years to establish this. I had thought about it, but then I got to thinking about the snakes that could possibly come out of that, so I decided not to. And the bees get plenty of nutrients with all of our flowers and stuff that we have here at the yard anyway. So, man, I thought this was a really good article. Again, that's at ruralsprout.com. ruralsprout.com. Let me know if you use any of these and how it turns out. You can send an email to donna@donnasedge.com. donna@donnasedge.com. You take care. I look forward to seeing you in the next segment.